Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. Today, I've got a complimentary quad, man, and it's featuring the music of a band called Wytch, Hazel. My understanding is that they're a metal band, and that's all I know. I have heard of them, though, so the name rings a bell. Maybe even the music might ring a bell. We'll see. But we're going to start with The Devil Is Here, followed by Save My Life, Archangel, and Spirit and Fire. So before I pop this off, man, I just want to give a shout out and a thanks to Greatly Blessed. Thanks for the recommendation. Thanks for the links, man. Greatly Blessed says, "Hello and good day, Wayne. I'd like to request a complimentary quad of the band Wytch Hazel. Wytch Hazel is a heavy metal hard rock band from the UK formed in 2011. I first heard Wytch Hazel a little over a year ago and immediately fell in love with their music. I hope you'll enjoy them as well." Right on. I'm sure I will, man. Thank you very much. So let's treat this as an artist spotlight, focusing more specifically on the artists themselves rather than on song details that might or might not be available. So focusing on the artist when that artist spotlight first, and then following reactions down the road, we can focus more on specific song information and stuff like that. Okay, so we'll do a back-to-back format, so we're burning through all four, and then we'll do the review portion focusing on the artist afterwards. So let's do it like that. All right, let's check out Wytch Hazel, starting with The Devil Is Here. Let's get it. That's them. Four of them are there.
Don't know where the hell I'm going. Out on the plains, I'm lost and blind.
Cheers to you.
Don't feel safe in this environment. Is there danger right behind? Feel the fire burning in the night. Displaying shadows all around. There's no life here that never was. Not a movement, no sound. Devil is here, and he wants to bring you down. Devil is here, and he wants to bring you down. Devil is here,
They've got like a
and he wants to bring you
medieval kind of
Devil is here,
garb thing going
and
on.
he wants to bring you
Got a taste for showmanship.
Is this really where I want to be? With a sick and twisted mind, I must move on, restore the good, leaving evil right behind. Devil is here, and he wants to bring you down. Devil is here, and he wants to bring you down. The devil is here, and he wants to bring you down. The devil is here, and he wants to bring you
I like the clarity. You can understand their vocal delivery. That's one of the things I look for when we're checking out metal bands. I'm just wondering how I've heard the name Witch Hazel before. Okay, that was The Devil Is Here. Next is Save My Life. Same video format as before.
And your freedom, don't lose your soul. Flee now from the kingdom of evil, surrender your all. Don't waste your life on your freedom, don't lose your soul. Flee now from the kingdom of evil, surrender your all. Save my life.
Kingdom of evil being hell. And so this is a prayer of repentance, is it? For deliverance? Good tune. Next one up is Archangel right. Lucifer was an archangel. How many archangels were there? Lucifer, Michael, Gabriel.
His works are clear for all to see.
Jesus is.
He lives inside of you and me. Why should that demon have all the glory? He was only Archangel at the start of the story. He has deceived us, see him devour. We need a kingdom, the kingdom of power. An angel is bright as sun, but he's not the chosen one. An angel is bright as sun, but he's not the chosen one.
Okay, Archangel. And Spirit and Fire is next. In a video. Get to see them in motion.
We were together in that place. Then a sound came from the heavens. See the look upon my face. It was me and the 11. We received the Holy Ghost. There were
Disciples.
cloven tongues like fire, and this mighty sacred host will reveal the great Messiah. Spirit and fire, show me the way. Spirit and fire, lead me, I pray. Spirit and fire, show me the way.
the horses himself. Yeah, hey. So that is what Witch Hazel looks and sounds like. They're good musicians, man. Good musicianship. Got the hard rock metal platform going. Christian metal, I guess, is the genre of choice. It seems like these guys are a mixture of Christian metal, but they are kind of blending it with, I don't know, times of old. Is medieval the way to describe it? Even, I don't know, before that or whatever it is, but it's a time period where the Christian belief was the center of their belief. And so yeah, so it's an interesting mix. And I mean, sometimes you have the Christian metal platform, and then you have, as a band, an image projection. You have to choose an image projection, you have to choose a style or whatever it is. So maybe that's just their style mixing the two. So but I can dig it, man. Christian metal is really interesting. I remember, I don't know if it's exactly Christian metal, but I got a feel that it was a song of faith from Dio and Rainbow. They did Stargazer. So I don't know if it fully qualifies as a Christian metal song, but you felt that burn of conviction, when you're preaching the gospel, you're sitting in church and you're getting the burn of conviction. I got the same thing from that, and I believe that perhaps that's what these guys are going for. So I'm not quite sure how close I am to the mark. And greatly blessed being your username, being greatly blessed. I'm just trying to pair it all together. Maybe I'm on it, maybe I'm a little bit off. Let me know where I'm at here. But overall, I like these guys. They sound good. They sing with clarity, even when they're harmonizing. Good musicianship. They look good, nice young guys. So it's really, really interesting how they formulated a look, a sound, and the genre that they decided to choose. I have heard of Witch Hazel, but I can't tell you why. What I was hoping for, what I was looking for in this quad, was why I'm familiar with the sound of the name. Maybe they have another song out there, a big signature hit perhaps, but I can't tell you why I've heard their name before. I don't have an association, a memory, a song in mind or anything like that. That's what I was looking for throughout this quad. Something that would bring it back to my mind, maybe triggered by a song. But yeah, I've heard of them, I just don't know of them. So let's get a little familiar. So this is an artist spotlight, so what I've got here is a little bit of a wiki intro. And then there's, Greatly Blessed sent me an article. It's a bio article, and Chris Chandler is the writer, and from Metal Hammer, published May 23rd, 2016. So we'll read that. It's a decent read. But this is more of a artist spotlight / bio, so it's quite appropriate. Couple of paragraphs. So first, let's officially introduce them according to my Wikipedia format. So Witch Hazel is an English hard rock and heavy metal band that originated in 2011. The band is currently signed to Bad Omen Records. History. Witch Hazel is an English rock band that started in 2011. Originally, the band went with the name Jerusalem, which of course had already been taken. Witch Hazel began with the lineup of Colin Hendra on guitars and vocals, Joss Winnard on guitars, Cornelius Corkery on bass, and Aaron Ray on drums. In 2012, the band released their debut EP titled The Truth, which came out independently. The band released 2 other split releases in 2012, one titled Volume 1, which also featured Asmobile, Eliminator, and Ascalon, and Borrowed Time, Witch Hazel, which featured Borrowed Time. By the time the band began to write and record their debut album, a majority of the lineup changed, with Hendra and Corkery remaining, with Winnard and Ray departing, as well as Winnard's replacement Matt Gatley also departing by 2015. Wow, lots of, it's a revolving door for a bit there. Alex Haslam joined the band in 2015 on guitars, with Jack Spencer taking over Ray's position in 2013. In 2016, the band released their debut album titled Prelude, which was released through Bad Omen Records. In 2018, the band recorded and released their sophomore album, which was titled To Sojourn, also being released through Bad Omen, and was well received. In 2020, the band released their third album, 3 Pentecost, which was highly praised by several reviewers. Influences, style, and beliefs. Founding member Colin Hendra states that Iron Maiden is one of the band's influences. Alex Haslam confirmed that other influences include Led Zeppelin, Wishbone Ash, and Jethro Tull. Several reviewers compared the band to other artists like Blue Oyster Cult, Thin Lizzy, and Deep Purple. While Wytch Hazel's lyrical content is very much oriented by themes of Christianity of lyrics written by Hendra, they do not claim to be a Christian band. Hendra states that he is a Christian, Corkery is a Roman Catholic, and Winard and Spencer are agnostics. The theme is very present in a majority of their songs, with many reviewers pointing this out. Yeah, it's definitely very present, but some of the songs too aren't exactly 100% Christian focused. There's little elements outside of the Christian focused and established beliefs, but it's still very, very close, right? So this is the article. It's entitled New Noise, Wytch Hazel by Chris Chandler from Metal Hammer. And it says in parentheses, retro rock on a spiritual mission. Maybe a mission of revival or just overall introduction. So Wytch Hazel. We are abundantly familiar with the concept of retro rock. Retro rock bands studiously reenacting sounds and styles from the earliest days of metal's history. However, on their debut long player Prelude, Lancaster quartet Wytch Hazel aren't content to look back merely 40 or 50 years for their inspiration. And there's a quote here. Quote, I was introduced to sacred vocal music on my A-level music course, and I got a lot from that genre, enthuses singer-guitarist Colin Hendra. We studied medieval dances, like pavans and Gilliards as well, so that's my first experience of it. Then, at university, I did an experimental avant-garde music course where it was really welcome to use that as a fusion, using violin bows and tabla drums and playing medieval rhythms. So that was a direct influence, unquote. Wytch Hazel is Colin's brainchild, inspired by the challenge of melding those ancient musical ideas with 70s progressive folk and NWO/BHM chops. But despite his affinity by the oldest of old days, he balks at the suggestion that he was born too late. Quote, I don't think that I'd really want to be a knight. They were unforgiving times, he reasons. The music is magical, however. Just listening to early music recreations by David Munro's Concert of London is enough to put me in a trance-like state. Despite all the medieval love, Wytch Hazel are unmistakably a hard rock band. Not for Colin the ill-fitting appropriation of lutes and cum horns alongside crank damps and guitars. Quote, when people say we're a folk metal band, just because we've got a distorted guitar and a violin next to each other, that doesn't mean that it's a fusion, Colin warns. You can play medieval music on any instrument, but I'm more influenced by the compositional techniques, the types of rhythm, and the melodies and harmonies. The devoutly Christian lyrics might incite a little controversy, although as Colin laughs, we've never dropped the J-bomb and mentioned Jesus. But he says the real message behind Wytch Hazel's music is broader than any other spiritual outlook. Positivity is a big one, he muses. I often find that I can be a negative personality. However, I always try to see the positive in every situation. Wytch Hazel is an opportunity to spread positivity at the same time as the creativity. I could try to go all deep on you, but the more I think about it, the more I realize that the music is of paramount importance. It's mainly about rock, unquote. Right. So yeah, as I observed, that they have basically a platform and a genre that they're utilizing, but they're not specifically a very, very strong Christian devout outfit where it's just according to the gospel of Jesus. You know what I mean? Even though you can draw from that just from some of the things that they're saying, like Archangel, for example, talking about Lucifer. He's not the chosen one. He's not the deliverer. Well, Jesus is the chosen one. He's the deliverer. Spirit and fire, again, that is kind of like it's about repentance a little bit. Save me using your spirit and fire. So yeah, it's very, very close, right? So you can draw from that. That's basically my point. But it's a very, very interesting platform that they're using. The theme is different. It's kind of like Black Sabbath. Here's four guys, master musicians. They're singing about themes, specifically the early Aussie years, I'm thinking, where a lot of their music was more on a prophetic level, and they were dealing with the big, large-scale things, the war in Vietnam, the Cold War, a call to action. If you keep abusing drugs, being a vet, this is what's going to happen. We need to support our vets. A call to action, it has to be taken because dire consequences will follow. And their, image projection was more on the point of, having the crucifixes on, having more of a dark persona. It was that time where everyone was choosing some sort of a platform to run on. Look at Kiss, they've got the makeup and everything. So everybody's got their own image projection, and so with these guys, it's pretty much along those lines, their image projection and the genre that they're choosing to use. So I can see them going a long way. They've been around since 2011, and it seems like they've had some decent success, but I can see them actually being even more successful down the road. I imagine that on a creative scale, their music is probably still in development, and I'm only guessing that with the lineup changes, that it's kind of stunted their growth a little bit. Sometimes maybe that's what they need to actually leap forward, mind you. But I'm guessing for the most part, most bands, when you have a revolving door of artists, it probably stunts your growth and your creativity a little bit. So once these guys hit their stride, if they do, I think that they'll probably crank out some really, really good music. Maybe they'll reach that level of success like what Tool has been enjoying. These really, really excellent progressive metal bands out there right now are really, really killing it. So I can see these guys getting to that level. How about you? What do you think? So before I bounce, I just want to just see what I got coming up here on the channel. Svein Akachita, CSN, voiceover, Amy. I've got reactions loaded in the shoot that I'm going to get to, over the course of this weekend. And in the mix here, I know I mentioned progressive metal. There is some progressive metal coming up. I just can't remember whose reaction specifically. I usually, in the back of my mind, remember what the genre is, what type of music I'm going to experience, but I usually can't remember whose is what. Anyways, back to Greatly Blessed. This was a really good introduction to these guys. Thanks for the recommendation. I like the diversity from one day to the next. I have no idea what I'm going to encounter where it comes to bands, genre, all of that sort of thing. But, it's a great platform for it, so I appreciate it. Anyways, thanks very much. Hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a really interesting look, and I'm going to be using the artist spotlight a little bit more because it seems to appeal to people a lot more than just the general reading of song information and stuff like that. Focusing on the artist a little bit more seems to be where it's at. So a little bit more artist spotlight, I think, will be added to, especially the album reactions and the quads down the road. So anyways, you guys have a good one, and next time you see me will be tomorrow, and it's going to be Spine Act Fool's reaction. So until then, peace out.